Selecting the right materials for the vehicle is essential in order to achieve the desired durability and performance outcomes for the components. There are many examples where the customer comes in contact with a hard trim with either their nails, rings, or jewelry, which can scratch the plastic. So we have a test that we call the 5-finger scratch test. 5 pointed fingers apply different levels of force to a pointed scratcher, and we can get a direct measurement of how much force is required to scratch the components. Customers tend to put a lot of force on the fabric of the seat. For the stretch durability test, we basically stretch the fabric to ensure that it meets our quality requirements for upholstery and trim. And this makes sure that the seat covers don't become stretched and loose over time. We have a test called the mace snagging test, which is representative of any sharp objects the customer may have in the vehicle. The spikes impact the fabric, as well as being dragged across it, to ensure that the fabric doesn't get damaged by scissors, keys, pens, or any type of sharp object that could damage the fabric. When a customer sits on the car seat, there's a potential for the fabrics that customers are wearing to transfer dye or stain the seat. So we have the Martindale resistance test to measure whether the fabrics are susceptible to dye transfer from materials like denim. Things like greases, mud, suntan lotion, coffee, and even perspiration all have an impact on material components. The stain resistance test is an important test because not only will the customer be upset if the stain can't be removed, but it can also have a significant effect on the resale value of the vehicle. The most commonly used stain resistance test is the cleanability test. We introduce the contaminant onto the fabric, which could be grease, synthetic soil, or coffee. And then we follow a specific cleaning procedure to attempt to remove the stain. We evaluate the stain before and after the cleaning procedure to ensure that the stain can be acceptably removed. Selecting the right materials for the vehicle is essential in order to achieve the desired durability and performance outcomes for the components. There are over 100 different materials that go into the interior of the vehicle that affect the overall odor perception of the vehicle. The difficulty when it comes to interior odor is that everybody's a little different. Some customers like the smell of leather, while other customers hate the smell of leather. So within Ford, we do a significant amount of odor testing to ensure that we satisfy the greatest number of customers. In the odor test, we actually take a sample of the material and put it in a glass jar. Then we emulate common climate conditions inside the jar, like humidity or the high heat of a car that's parked out in the sun. Once the materials are warmed to the appropriate temperature, we have a panel of approved odor assessors that come in and evaluate the smell. The overall goal is to reduce the overall odor in the vehicle as much as possible in order to make sure that the quality of our vehicles is as high as possible.